Hello everyone and welcome back to some more viewer-submitted games in StarCraft 2. We're starting off with a Platinum League game of Terran versus Zerg, where we find ourselves on the map Waterfall. Spawning right here in the top right-hand corner, playing with the blue Terran SCVs, we have Zelnaga, already sending out an SCV. His opponent, in the opposite corner, playing with the red Zerg drones, we are looking at Serial's main hatchery. Hello, UI? Ah, there it is. Control plus W. For some reason, it didn't work. Zelnaga, what are we gonna do? I'm assuming we're gonna be building a proxy... No. I was gonna say, I'm assuming we're gonna build a proxy barracks. But in order to go for a barracks, you're gonna need a supply depot. If he tries to go for a barracks right now, that would be kind of rough. I'm assuming, considering this is Platinum League, he realizes that. So, yeah, this can only ever be a misplaced command center in the bottom right-hand corner. That is misplaced, isn't it? Yeah, that most definitely is misplaced. Okay, so we have a CC first at 15 supply into another 15 supply command center. I mean, to be fair, what's better than one command center? Two command centers. Well, better than two command centers. A third one, of course. I think that's the plan, isn't it? Okay. So, now what? What if the Zerg decides to, you know, make these things called attacking units, right? I mean, winning through diplomacy is always a... No. It's always an option. Maybe you can, like, pause the game and get your opponent to leave, or, I don't know, cross your fingers and hope their internet disconnects, that sort of thing. But, in general, maybe just focusing on economy might not necessarily be the smartest plan. That's all I'm saying, okay? Are we gonna go CC into CC into CC into CC? Is that the plan? There's the fourth one. Overlords are scouting around everywhere, but so far there are 3 overlords flying around the map. This one's going back home. That one took the most creative path ever, but it did not see anything. So he's actually gonna get to his opponent's base. Yeah, and he's not gonna see anything, which is kind of funny. So at least you expect there to be a supply depot. In order to go for a barracks, you need to have a supply depot. You cannot build a barracks without a supply depot. That was possible back in the very early days of StarCraft 2. Turns out Terrans like to build barracks super early on if you don't require them to have a... It was just ridiculous, the amount of cheese you could get away with. Right now, though, Serial sees... well, he sees nothing. He sees the lack of anything, which I guess gives him quite a bit of info already, but it's tricky, man. He does have a couple of Zerglings now going across the map. I like this. Blind 6 Zerglings here. That is what the Koreans like to do. Making the choice to immediately go across the map is certainly the correct one. So, Engineering Bay here in the bottom right-hand corner. That can only mean he wants to go for, well, at least one planetary fortress. Maybe a second planetary maybe 4 planetary fortresses. Fortry. No, definitely fortresses. The problem is that these Zerglings are going to kill everything, no? What a disaster of a build, Zelnaga. Taking the pacifist approach in a war game might not necessarily be the best strategy, but it's a strategy, and I can't, you know, deny him that. Very curious to see what the plan is after this, though. I would love to see some mineral walking being used on these SCVs, so they would actually bunch up together, and you'd probably not lose so many of them. I mean, there's no income right now, but income is entirely optional. More Zerglings are coming across the map. Third hatchery just started, but the planetary fortress is done. And that's gonna get rid of these Zerglings really rapidly. Look at them getting lopped over over those mineral fields. You love to see it. These lings right now have finished up their wing upgrade. Serious false advertising, by the way, because despite the... Yeah, now he scouts another CC. Despite the wings, they can't fly. We're gonna need multiple planetaries. Now, one thing to note, by the way, is that these guys are now next door neighbors in the bottom right-hand corner. Wasn't up to the Zerg player, really. He hasn't scouted much of anything. I mean, he now figured out that, it was a command center first. Problem is that this, you know, was command center number 3, which is a little extreme. There are still Zerglings running around the map. With the amount of scouting he's been doing, he's going for a 4th hatch right now. Okay, now he finally finds out. With the amount of scouting he's been doing, there have been a, relatively small amount of Terran bases found, but we're getting somewhere now. Engineering Bay is gonna get denied. This command center should live, yeah? Yeah, no, it definitely will. Planetaries do deal splash damage. Oh my god, look at them busting those Zerglings across the screen here. That's brutal. The drone here as well, lining up. Okay, the drone does not, you know, fly. Apparently it's too heavy. Fair enough. Okay, so at this point, where exactly do we find ourselves? Like, we've secured all those command centers now. We're gonna go for, yeah, quadruple planetary fortress. Now what? Like, what are we gonna do now? Because this is absolutely terrible here for the Terran player, because he's lost all of those SCVs already. And this was against someone who... No. This was against someone who went hedge gas pool. So that was by no means a greedy, aggressive opener there from the Zerg. That was just them playing a very standard build. So that's basically the best case scenario. I guess the best case scenario is that they're gonna leave those Zerglings at home. Anyways, the Great March of the Overlords apparently has just gone into effect. Lair is already done, so we can start dropping a little bit of creep already, as he decided to go straight into an infestation pit. Only 36 workers, that is a little bit risky, honestly. 36 workers is something that Terran is going to be able to deny very quickly. I mean, there are no mules in this game. Because, you know, we've got a lot of command centers, but no orbital commands. There's a lot more links coming across. With repairs, you can really keep planetaries alive for a really long time. I'm not sure what these Zerglings are going to achieve. Okay, he's gonna find out about another base that's building over here. To be fair, I think this council is a little bit of help here for the Terran, because he really should not be adding on another one. He decides to go for missile turrets right now, so I guess he's really concerned for Mutalisks. Is he trying to win without attacking? Is that the strat that we're trying to go for? Never noticed that the Zerglings bounce all over the place when you shoot at them with a planetary fortress. Look at all the blood just everywhere. It's disgusting. You know what? Turns out the Spire is coming up, but it's coming right now together with a Hive. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be flying Zerg units, but the missile turrets are likely not gonna be able to hit them. Because I'm assuming it will be a couple of Brute Lords here. Building armor is coming up as well inside of the NG Bay. So there are two upgrades in the NG Bay that actually help out planetary fortresses. There's the building armor, which is what he's researching right now. That's going to give you, well, armor on your buildings, which is going to keep them alive for longer. And secondly, there's the high-sec auto-tracking, which gives you +1 ranged on your, well, your missile turrets, but also on your planetary fortresses. As well as the auto turrets. That sort of thing. Anyways, the ranged upgrade is going to be pretty sweet, I guess, but okay, now we're finally starting to make some actual unit-producing structures. Not to deny the use right here of all of these command centers, not at all. I mean, they can technically produce structures as well. The problem is, there's still nothing to deal with the Zerg armies. I mean, other than the planetary fortresses. I don't mind the idea of going for Swarm Hosts. I'm just not entirely sure why we would go for, I think, Brute Lords and Swarm Hosts at the same time. They fulfill a very similar role here. I actually think the Swarm Hosts are a better choice. So still, 0 army supply here for the Terran player. 8 minutes into the game, 0 army supply. I kind of wish he would just stay there, man. Don't make a Marine, dude. Don't make a Marine. Look at the creep slowly overtaking this as well. He queues up a bunch of Marines. As always, that is not considered macro. Queuing units, that is not what we consider macro. But, you know, it's better, I guess, than having a lot of money in the bank. Luckily here for the Zerg, though, he's been helping out in that department for quite a while as well when he destroyed that economy early on. There is another CC here taking on the low ground. He's being quite adventurous with these Zerglings, which surprises me quite a bit. I think a lot of players here would just assume there's planetaries all over the map and that you can't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but he's actually doing a pretty good job denying all of this. Now he finds this expansion too. Is he gonna send Zerglings in this direction? No. No, he does not. He's just kind of parking them right over there. Great Aspire indeed is coming up. Zerg has been making a bunch of workers. There's now a Scouting Reaper coming up. Absolute classic. You definitely do need a Reaper at this point in the game. Why are we making it over here, though? I'm not 100%... Okay, that CC also gets cancelled. But I'm not 100% sure why we're making our barracks over here. Like, this is the base, like, the only base that's been getting attacked other than by, you know, a bunch of Zerglings. So, like, Zerglings went to pretty much every expansion so far. But Swarm Hosts have been flying in this direction for some time, and this is the only location where we're building that barracks. Maybe this is his favorite command center. Right? If you have a favorite, you obviously want to take good care of it, right? I mean, all the Well, most people I know at the very least have things that they care about a lot. Maybe it's this command center here for Xel'Naga. He's only known it for a couple of minutes, but he loves this one in particular, so all of his eggs are put into a basket to, well, defend this. He's got to be very careful, though. They're becoming next-door neighbors up north as more and more of these unit-producing structures come up in the form of command centers. We're going into a lot of command centers. He's got about as many command centers right now as he's got, well, barracks units. Widowmine? Are we gonna burrow it? No. So you always gotta wonder, right, about the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2. What in the world is the win condition right here for Xel'Naga? Like, what is it? Because I don't know. If it is the idea to make a big economy and then to start making army later, I don't absolutely hate it. But he's got a lot of money in the bank for someone who wants to make an army here eventually. If we have all of this money spent, I actually believe he would be totally fine. There's the high-sec auto tracking, by the way. And we're queuing up armor upgrades? Really? That's not what you want at all, dude. This is a complete pacifist approach. I have never seen anyone win a game with a pacifist approach. I would love to see it. I mean, winning by not attacking is definitely a possibility. You just need to have your opponent leave. 8 freaking Ghost Academies are coming up right now. My god. So it is mass command center into mass mule? Swarmos on the right. Brute Lords in the center. Hatcheries are taken everywhere all over the map. SCVs can repair this as long as there's money in the bank, so maybe that's the idea. He tried to just walk a freaking Widowmine underneath the Brute Lords. I mean, if you can burrow it, it can work out. Anyways, ghosts are gonna be coming up very soon, I believe. There's also now 4 starports on the production tab. Xel'Naga does not have the gas to make any ghosts, really? I mean, he also needs tech labs on these barracks, so like, what? Brute Lords trying to get some work in. Trying their very best to, deal damage. They're actually pretty successful here. They're not killing a lot of stuff, but keep in mind, repairing is not free. So even though Xel'Naga has a lot of money in the bank, it's actually soaking up his resources really rapidly. At the same time, though, what little money he did have, he produced into a planetary fortress as they're sharing minerals. I mean, sharing is caring after all. My mom told me that years and years ago. There's also now a planetary here coming up in the middle of the map, just to prevent any of those Zerg units from retreating. Planetary here in the middle of the map, though, eventually did fall. And that's gonna allow, well, these Zerglings to run by a little bit easier once again. They're gonna cancel that command center, but no problemo here, because Xel'Naga has another one on the back of this too. Fight here in the bottom right-hand corner is continuously happening, as one of the planetaries is now at 140 plus kills. It's not really slowing down either. I mean, these Locusts do a ton of damage, but he's not really doing a particularly great job microing those units. Locust and Swarm Host look very similar, or Locust rather and Brutelings, they look very similar, but not quite the same thing. 163 kills. How many kills do you think this planetary could get? Actually, I want to go back. I want to see how many kills the other planetary fortress had. Nah, okay. So this is right before that planetary here dies. It is not as cool as the other one, okay? So this one is gonna... Okay. So, yeah, this is right before that planetary dies, and it ends up going down with like 130-something kills. Not as cool as the planetary here in the bottom right. Alright, back when we... Alright, back to where we were. 178 kills, 179, and this bad boy with some additional range and some additional armor is gonna start... Well, it's gonna start getting kills left, right, and center. A couple of Mutalisks are coming up as well, but that's no problem at all for the missile turret guys. As long as the missile turret guys are here, everything is A-okay. How many... We're going up to... Oh my god, we're going up to 4 nukes. 200 plus kills, by the way. Oh no, don't die. Don't die! We're going up to 4 nukes, but no ghosts. 216 kills, 218, 220. Yeah, he's back up to full HP. In the meantime, though, there's a little bit of a fight happening here on the left side of the map. Diplomacy, as well as pacifist. Oh, he says GG. No, this game goes on for a lot longer. This game goes on for another... I was gonna say, okay, anyways, I just checked the bar and right when what in the world? So he GG'd right now. He's going for the Ghost Cloaking upgrade. He's going for a Reaper again. We need tech labs, my man. We have 4 nukes. How are you in Platinum League and you don't know how nukes work? How did you just GG without... I've got a feeling that Zelnaga here... Oh my god. He's one of the few people that's only ever played the campaign in StarCraft 2 and then decided, you know what? I'm gonna check out multiplayer. And somehow, some way, they've been climbing the ladder, completely oblivious to the fact that there's a professional gaming scene in this game, and he's playing his own strategies. Like, this strikes me as someone who has absolutely no idea about the established standard at all, and who, get this, right? Bear with me here, who might be playing video games for fun. Fun? In 2023? I don't think that's even allowed. Anyhow, I think a lot of people, though, when they play against this guy, get very confused. He probably, you know what? He said GG. He probably had someone GG against him in the past. He was like, GG, what does that mean? He Googled it. He's like, what is the meaning of GG? And it means a good game. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell my opponent that this is a good game in the middle of it. Maybe he's not, you know, intending to be bad-mannered here. Maybe he's just trying to... But what is the idea behind 4 nukes? Why do we have 4 nukes and 0 ghosts? I have not seen a single ghost here. We haven't even had a barracks with a tech lab on it, I don't think. How many kills does this bad boy have? But 260 kills. 260 kills on 1 planetary fortress. No, 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 don't die. Repair! Repair! Repair it! Okay, I think we're good. No, we're not good! Oh my god, 272? So wait, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. It's the Zerg player that sent me this replay. So, if that's the case, my theory, right, there's no way that, like, the Terran player has sent me this replay. That would make no sense, because he probably has games where he actually wins with a build like this. What is going on? What is going on right now? We're producing so many... We still have nukes, by the way. I love it. Yeah, no, so if it's the Zerg player that sent me this replay, because there's no way he's losing this game. And most of the time, the winners are the ones that sent me the replays, right? That at least makes sense. The strategy, or the theory would still hold through, right? That he just has never seen a pro game before. I'd be surprised if you send a replay to me and you've never seen a game of StarCraft 2, you know, outside of your own. I mean, that would be possible, theoretically. Oh my god. I mean, Zerk is gonna hit one hell of a supply block. There's a lot more over here, dude. Yeah, keep sniping them down. The Brute Lords, in the meantime, have moved it over here. If this is a Terran win, I'm gonna lose my shit. That makes no sense. He's actually in a better spot now than when he GG'd. Another planetary is gonna go down. Not as many kills as the badass from the bottom right, but... No, he's still super dead, no? The problem is he would have been fine if he just made units. Like, he's got barracks, there's just no tech labs. He's just not shift queuing anything. He's not... Okay, planetary here is gonna go down as well. Those swarmos have been putting in the work, dude. Vikings, once again, going across the map. They're gonna find more overlords. 64 overlords have been killed in this game. Normally, we don't see any more than like 20 in total. Yeah, making a bunch of corruptors into this Viking ball is not a great strat. They will murder you. The queens are pretty dangerous, though. What's kind of funny is that he's missing high ground vision here on units that can fly. In the meantime, another command center that was horribly misplaced ends up going down. Planetary here on the low ground also gets sniped, but it doesn't matter. The great fleet of Vikings will be flying across the map. And eventually, with the Queens, the Zerglings, and the Corruptors combined, I think that's going to be enough. What a... How are we... So he lost the nukes? He lost the nukes because they were in the Ghost Academies that... Oh, I hate everything about this game. This is... I mean, I love it, but I hate... Okay, it's so bad. Like, this game actually was so terrible that it became good again, you know? Apparently, goodness it's not a linear scale, it's a circle. If you go far enough to bad, suddenly it ends up on the other end again, man. I don't get it. Alright, let's do one more. So spawning right here in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice and already going for a spawning pool at 12 supply, we have G Viper. His opponent in the opposite corner with the blue Zerg drones, he goes by the name of Geel Dad. Did he just typo it? What does Geel mean? Geel is an abbreviation for jealous, according to Google. I hate everything about that abbreviation. Anyhow, Zerglings, I imagine, are gonna be flying across the map very soon. I mean, I say flying, they have little wings, right? They get a wing upgrade as well. The worst false advertising in all of StarCraft 2 because, well, I mean, I guess there are birds, right, that have wings that can't fly. But honestly, imagine you do your IRL playthrough again and you spawn in as a bird this time around and you are one of those bird species that can't fly. That just sucks, okay? May as well just restart again. That is, yeah. Like, imagine, like, penguins seem kind of good. I guess ostriches are kind of cool, too. But there are, yeah, no. If I ever roll a bird in IRL, I would definitely want to be able to fly. And the same goes for Zerglings, man. They might not have very impressive wings here. Or maybe they're never going to get any impressive wings either, because G Viper has decided to go for a Roach Warren on the back of this. Okay, now on the loading screen of this replay, it didn't actually show any leaks for either of these two players. So I'm not exactly sure. Okay, we're not even... It's only 6 Zerglings as well. That's weird. Normally you go for at least 10 Zerglings with this cheese. Okay. Yeah, no, that's the end of that. If you're not gonna micro them at all until they're... Yeah, so he just... I mean, in the end he killed 6 drones, which is actually not terrible. That works... Oh my... What the... Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay, I think I know what this is if he makes just 1 queen out of this stupid hatchery. Oh, some time ago, I recorded an episode with Harstem, and I believe with... I think it was Chris with them canning. Anyways, we recorded an episode of Rank Roulette, and there was a game. Okay, I have seen a replay recently on Tropical Sacrifice where the Zerg went, and the player that submitted that said that they would send me the replay as well, because it was the weirdest game I had seen in a very long time. Was it with Raynor or with M. Kenning? I'm not 100% sure anymore. Anyways, doesn't matter. Evo Chamber coming up at home as well. Oh my god, yeah, he goes for a second Evo Chamber here shortly. Like, well, shortly as in a couple minutes from now. But at some point, he doesn't have any economy anymore, and then he starts up a second Evo Chamber for no apparent reason at all. This was a proxy hatchery where he literally used it for 1 queen. I think it was a proxy queen. Oh, I hope it's the right game. Otherwise, I'm getting things way confused. Okay, so there's a queen starting up. So if I recall correctly, he didn't even really seem to use this larva a whole lot. So the proxy hatch was just here. So after, so now the jealous dad also sees it. After going 12 pool, we have gases way too quick, by the way, here for the dad. Okay, 4 gas, 23 drone, Baneling nest. Love to see it. He's gonna make Banelings, you know, he's gonna save up gas for the next game. I don't know what he's gonna do with all of it. Anyhow, he sees the creep over here. He now also sees a couple of roaches. Overlord Scout in the main base indeed confirms that it's +1. Okay, yeah. So he uses a couple larvae here, but I think this is just 1 queen using 1 creep tumor over here to then start shooting at an overlord. So look at this. This is by far the worst proxy, what's it called? A proxy hatchery that I've ever seen in my life. It's just so bad. It doesn't do anything. Like, he's making units from it right now, okay? So maybe, yeah, in the Rank Roulette episode, we didn't have full vision of it in the entire time. But I'm fairly sure this is gonna do nothing. Assuming Jill's dad actually, okay, there you go, makes units. He's had about 30 seconds here to make units, which he only just now started using at second 28. Eventually, though, they will be coming out. There's no link speed, but I guess, you know, he was planning to morph them into banelings anyways. So why give Zerglings, why give the Zerglings wings when you don't need them to have wings? We're move commanding right now. Please attack move. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to look up what league this was. Hold up one sec. Okay, yeah. So this was Gold League. So creative build, don't get me wrong. And you know what? Brenda over here, she got 7. She's still alive! Brenda, let's go! There's another queen coming out as well. Proxy hatchery build is nuts, dude. Everybody's out here playing the 2023 meta of StarCraft 2, but G Viper, at least half a decade ahead in the future. Look at her! Yes, let's go! Brenda and Karen, the dream. No, don't kill them! Don't kill the dream team! Jill dead. My God, I understand you're jealous. Or I understand you're Jill. I think, gel, I guess? Ah, that's such an ugly word. I don't like it when words get shortened like that for absolutely no apparent reason. I guess it would be gel dad. But then it sounds like you're saying G-E... Oh, God, this is a horrible thing. Maybe it means something else, but as far as I can tell, G-E-A-L is not an acronym or anything like that. Anyhow. So, +1 is gonna finish up here, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it actually just finished up. So, +1 armor here is done. The Zerglings, despite the false advertising, did get wings. Which is kind of nice, I guess. The little baby wings, though. Not as cool as some of the other skins. There's Margaret. She also popped out. She's not gonna be able to do any cool shit other than put down a creep tumor. You know what? That alone may already give him all the scouting information he needs. There's a chance that we're gonna see a third base here at some point. G Viper will know everything. In the meantime, though, Zerglings are flooding into the main base. Roaches are scared and decide to cower in the corner. Not ideal, because now the drones are under threat, and then one of the queens here in blue as well. She's gonna get destroyed, but I believe that the roaches eventually should be enough. He's actually losing so much. My God, man. Yeah, mispositioning your army as Zerg is tricky, because everything moves so fast. But Jill Dad, despite the fact that it's hard to do, he still managed to pull it off regardless. And you do love to see that. Okay, so this push failed. There's the second Evo chamber. Yeah. So we went for +1 armor. Yep, there it is. We went for +1 armor in the first one. The push fails. We're at 20-something work. No, we're at 22 workers here as Geo Viper. And he decides to go double upgrades. Hell yeah, dude. I love this. Okay. Double gas. Okay. Let me give you a general rule of thumb for gas timings, especially for Zerg, but this honestly goes for Terran and Protoss too. Generally speaking, you don't want to take gases in StarCraft 2 until your mineral line is fully saturated. So as Zerg, you usually want to wait if you're not sure. If you're not following a strict build order and you don't really know exactly when to take them, you want to take the gases after you get 16 drones on minerals, then you take the gases and you add on more drones for them. That's the usual strategic move you make. Just because right now you're gonna have way too much gas. Unless you know, G Viper has something in store for us. Well, first one that he has to deal with though is this little roach army. They're tiptoeing towards the other side of the map right now. Kind of walking like flamingos. Just with more legs than, you know, the average flamingo. There might be a flamingo out there with, you know, 4 legs, but... Anyways, I think there should be enough here for G Viper. Who's now going for both an infestation pit as well as a hydro den. So he wants to go one base hive with lurkers. Is that what we're doing? Because I love everything about that. Ah, did I say love? Didn't mean to say... Anyways, doesn't matter. So these upgrades are actually pretty sick though. You can notice that they're... Oh, micro! Yo, G Viper, the micro god. Dude, that was sick, man. All right, anyways, yeah, it's a lot of tech. That's for sure. Those upgrades are helping them out a lot as well because they're actually very strong. It's just that having more units is usually better in these low, you know, unit situations. Like if you have 20 roaches that benefit from 1-1, sure. If you have 3 roaches though that benefit from 1-1, I mean, okay, I guess, but I think you'd rather have had 7 roaches. Anyhow, Oh! Sneaky little creep tumor here, man. Look at G Viper. G Viper is spreading creep inside of his opponent's natural expansion. Let's go. Love everything about it. So I remember one more thing from this replay. I don't remember who ends up winning it, but I remember that there at some point were lurkers and this base. Which makes no sense. I'm not sure how we're gonna get there, but I'm excited to find out. Yeah, G Viper, you might just have enough stuff to win this fight, but our jealous fodder over here is still making roaches at home as well. 36 drones versus 26. So G Viper is not able to really win the game here. My god, there's so much tech. Another decent rule of thumb for Zerk in particular. Don't consider making Hydra dens until you've got 3 bases fully saturated. In any matchup, okay? Hydras are rarely worth it off of a small economy. And they're most definitely not worth it in this game. Just more roaches would do the trick here. Anyways, we've got infestors coming up. Don't have any rule of thumb for infestors. Don't make them. Actually, I do. Don't make them below 5k MMR. Never mind, I do have, yeah, I do have a little rule of thumb. Actually, you can make them a little bit sooner to experiment. Probably like Diamond League or so is when you want to start making infestors and vipers and all that. I mean, obviously what I'm saying here is just, you know, if you want to actually try to improve, right? There's a lot of players out there that just play for fun. Playing for fun. We've already discussed this. No, but if you're actually trying to win games or you're trying to actively get better, I do recommend sticking to the basics here, especially in Gold League, because it's just... no. It's just hard, man. Jill's that, though. Going straight into a lurker den as well. He's got a decent eco. Yeah, not bad. If he can dump all of his gas on lurkers... if he can dump all of his gas on lurkers... Look at that sneaky creature. G Viper sees everything, man. What a brilliant guy. That proxy hatchery wasn't successful, I thought. Never mind, dude. This is the product of Susan, right? Susan started over here. Actually, I think all of the queens may have put down at least one tumor here. Doesn't matter all too much. Here comes G Viper once again. He's got loads of upgrades, but not Glio Reconstitution just yet. Clearing out some of his opponent's creep tumors, because, you know, this place is his creep and his creep alone. I mean, these guys are sharing creep. There's some Zerk love in there, right? Zerk love for everyone. Huge fungal, though. Yeah, but you know what would be even better than a huge fungal? More units. But hey, G Viper. 2 dead infestors. Look at that infestor just looking at her work there. You love to see it. I'm not sure what to make of this right now. We have 1 swarm host coming up as well for G Viper. I mean, Serral has that happen from time to time. I've seen Dark have that happen in a bunch of his games as well, where we have 1 accidental swarm host. Zerklings are going across the map right now as well towards the opponent's 3rd base. Hydralisks are on the production tab right now. Now, Jealous Dad is going to have Hydras, but he's not going to have a whole lot of drones remaining at the 3rd base. So I think the age of the Hydra is once again over. Yeah, we used to be at the 66 worker count, or at least close to it. Oh, no, no, no. Don't sacrifice the Hydras. Yeah, I guess it's fine now. Yeah. It's not normally there's more units coming on the back. Oh. There are more units coming on the back of this. It's just not the one you would expect. Swarm host activating the Locust. Not gonna happen, and at least the base will live. Roaches over here are still hanging out. G Viper is running Zerklings around the map. Okay, this is turning out to be quite the epic game though, man. For a Gold League match, G Viper's actually playing really fast. What is he doing? Man, G Viper is playing the fanciest game ever when he really should just stick to Roaches and Ravagers. Like, honestly, he's actually pretty quick. 162 actions per minute feels quite impressive. Anyways, Hive is coming up. Like, strategically, this is not the most impressive game. But gameplay-wise, he's actually not playing a poor match. So, yeah, both of the players here are spreading tumors left, right, and center, which is a little confusing. So this is a creep tumor, that's Jill's dad. And then the other creep tumors right here in red are G-Vipers. But obviously, you know, when they're burrowed like that, it looks identical. So creep in StarCraft 2 is neutral, but these are considered to be little structures. So creep is neutral, but these are considered structures, so you get vision around it. Jill's dad, though. Okay. Jill's dad is ready to step up the pace in this game. He's been playing defensively for the vast majority of the time, but now he's going into a Nidus network, and he's already got a ton of lurkers. If he can morph, yeah, a greater, or not a greater spire, if he can move a greater worm right over here instead of his opponent's base, burrow the lurkers over there, bada bing, bada boom, everything dies. Sick strategy, dude. We only really need a handful of lurkers over here as well to defend against this. G-Viper does have a couple of lurkers on his own, but moving into a position like that is tricky. Okay. There's the lurkers going in. Where are we gonna go, though, mate? Oh, no. Okay, finally we're going. I think normally you want to put up the worm first and then put the units in it. Anyhow, G-Viper does not have vision, but what he does have is a kill on his opponent's third base again. So that's nice. He's just gonna continue adventuring forward right now. There's the worm. Lurkers are being sped out. Okay. I don't think this is the place to burrow. I think closer to the ramp is better, because then your opponent literally can't move in. You're gonna be able to snipe all the reinforcements as well. But he should still be okay here. In the meantime, right now the same thing is happening in the opponent's natural, though, with a huge army here in red, trying to kill everything. He could bring the lurkers back home, and he honestly should. Maybe leave a couple of them behind, but he wants to go after all of that tech, man. Those Evo Chambers thought they were safe, pinned against the wall and surrounded by structures. Not safe against those spines. Nidus Worm ended up going down. The Nidus Worm ended up going down, so suddenly these units are not able to go back home. Yeah, so instead they're gonna venture further down the ramp and are gonna go after the opponent's natural. In the meantime, though, Jealous Dad here is losing a lot of stuff as well. One Infestor here doing a little Infestor dance. Trying to get some value, but eventually it's gonna be able to move around a little bit freely again. Natural expansion in blue. Or no, sorry, in red has just gone down as well as the player in blue decided to move on over in this direction. Don't think you want to be making spine crawlers and spore crawlers against someone who's got mass lurker. As long as the Jealous Dad makes a move in that direction, you should be a-okay. That cool Hydra skin is not gonna save you. And neither are those spine crawlers, because, I mean, the lurkers outrange it, so I'm not exactly sure. Oh, he's going for... No, there are spine crawlers in there. There's a lot of spore crawlers that finished up first. Anyways, this is going to be an absolute bloodbath, but at the same time, a bunch of damage is being done over on the other side of the map as well, as G-Viper is destroying his opponent's main base. This is actually a bit of a banger. Yeah. So I remember saying that as well during Rank Roulette, saying, hey, I think this game looks really, really sick. Now the expansion is being taken over there. Okay, so the Jealous Dad is gonna be going after the base here in the top left. We're now 18 minutes in, and I have no idea who's winning this. Actually sick. Spawning pool, by the way, was made over here. Okay. I guess that was to try and get that static defense going, not really considering the fact that these lurkers would be outranging it. Anyhow, army in red. At least it's now scouted that, yeah, he's got a creep tumor. He just saw that his opponent expanded there because the hero creep tumor from the early game. Well, now it's destroyed, I guess, but it's been going around the map, and he scouted that base in the top left right away. Fungal growth over here, okay. Cool move, but it's not gonna do a whole lot. In the meantime, though, G-Viper has taken a base here in the bottom right-hand corner as well. Keep in mind that the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2 is to destroy all of your opponent's structures. Creep tumors are not necessary. So there's honestly not that much remaining here. Building structures, of course, also do count. G-Viper making a move. Here come the opponents with lurkers as well, though, but there's no detection available. Oh no, Jill! Where are your... Oh my god, he's got so many! But they're not in the top left. He just gave away his army. What was that? He didn't have any detection close by. Jill's dad says crap as he realizes it. He types WP, and that is gonna be the end for this particular game. And with that, this video as well. Although I say that, I mean, the Hydras did find the base in the bottom right. He said GG and well played, right? They did. Wait. I just... hold up. What just happened in that last minute? Jules' dad says, well played. G-Viper types GG, assuming that his opponent is ready to leave the game. However, this small sneaky hit squad of Hydralisks just killed the final structures here of our player in red, who thought he had won the game. And since the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2 is to kill all of your opponent's structures, it doesn't matter that he's unable to deal with these units over here. Both players are just rushing out what the final structure is going to be. Oh my god. That proxy Nidus worm in the opponent's main base? It never was dealt with. And because of that, it's Gilles' dad who obtains the victory. Wow. That was actually ridiculous. Hey, if you have an awesome game of StarCraft 2, you can submit it to replays at LowkoTV. I mean, it's gonna be difficult to top this one, but if you have an excellent game, feel free to send it over, and I might be casting your game in the future. Shout out again, of course, to the players who submitted these replays to me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you once again in the next one.